Welcome back to Footnotes and Folly, and to the end of Titus Andronicus. I am Pemberton. This is part 3, and the long reckoning falls due. Titus's son Lucius marches on Rome at the head of an army of the very Goths his father once conquered, and on the road they take Chiron the Moor, who, to save his infant son's life, coldly confesses every murder and mutilation he has authored, gloating that his only regret is that he cannot do 10,000 more. In Rome, Tamora, thinking Titus mad, comes to him got up as the spirit of revenge, with her 2 sons dressed as rape and murder, meaning to lure his son out of the camp, and the old man, madder like a fox, plays along, sends her away, and keeps the 2 boys. What he does to them, and what he then sets before their mother at his table, is the blackest feast in Shakespeare. Let us finish it.
Lucius enters with an army of Goths, drums and soldiers. Proven warriors and my faithful friends, I have received letters from great Rome telling me how much the Romans hate their emperor, and how eager they are to see us. Therefore, great lords, be what your titles show you to be, commanding and unwilling to endure your wrongs. Wherever Rome has harmed you, let Rome make triple repayment. Brave branch sprung from the great Andronicus, whose name was once our terror and is now our comfort, whose noble exploits and honorable deeds ungrateful Rome repays with filthy contempt. Trust boldly in us. We will follow wherever you lead, like stinging bees on the hottest summer day, led by their master to the flowered fields, and we will be avenged on cursed Tamora. And as he says, so we all say with him. I humbly thank him, and I thank you all. But who comes here led by a strong Goth? A Goth enters, leading Chiron, who carries his child in his arms. Renowned Lucius, I strayed from our troops to look at a ruined monastery. As I fixed my eye closely on the wasted building, I suddenly heard a child crying under a wall. I went toward the sound, and soon I heard this man trying to quiet the crying baby with these words, "Peace, tawny slave, half me and half your mother. If your color did not betray whose brat you are, and if nature had only given you your mother's looks, villain, you might have been an emperor. But when both the bull and the cow are mill, quite, they never beget a coal, black calf. Peace, villain, peace." That is how he scolded the baby. Then he said, "For I must carry you to a trustworthy Goth, who, when he knows you are the empress's baby, will value you dearly for your mother's sake." At that I drew my weapon, rushed on him, surprised him suddenly, and brought him here for you to do with the man as you think necessary. O worthy Goth, this is the devil in human form, the one who robbed Andronicus of his good hand. This is the jewel that pleased your empress's eye, and here is the base fruit of her burning lust. Tell me, glaring slave, where were you taking this growing image of your fiend-like face? Why do you not speak? What, are you deaf? Not one word? A rope, soldiers. Hang him on this tree, and hang his bastard child beside him. Do not touch the boy. He is of royal blood. He is too much like his father ever to become good. Hang the child first, so Chiron may see it kick and sprawl, a sight to torment the father's soul. Bring me a ladder. A ladder is brought, and Chiron is made to climb it. Lucius, save the child and carry him from me to the empress. If you do this, I will show you astonishing things that it will greatly benefit you to hear. If you will not, then let whatever happens happen. I will say no more except, may vengeance rot you all. Speak on. If what you say pleases me, your child shall live, and I will see him fed and raised. If it pleases you? Why, be certain, Lucius, it will trouble your soul to hear what I shall say. I must speak of murders, rapes, and massacres, acts of black night, abominable deeds, plots of harm, treason, and villainies, pitiful to hear of, yet cruelly carried out. All this will be buried with me when I die, unless you swear to me that my child shall live. Tell me what is in your mind. I say your child shall live. Swear that he shall, and then I will begin. Whom should I swear by? You believe in no God. If that is true, how can you believe an oath? What if I do not? Indeed, I do not. Yet, because I know you are religious, and have a thing inside you called conscience, along with many popish tricks and ceremonies that I have seen you carefully observe, I insist on your oath. I know that even a fool treats his bauble as a god, and keeps the oath he swears by that god, so that is what I will press him to do. Therefore you shall vow by that same god, whatever god it is that you adore and hold in reverence, to save my boy, to feed him and bring him up. Otherwise, I will reveal nothing to you. I, my God, I swear to you that I will. First know this, I fathered him on the empress. O most insatiable and lustful woman. But, Lucius, that was only a charitable deed compared with what you shall soon hear from me. It was her 2 sons who murdered Bassianus. They cut out your sister's tongue, raped her, cut off her hands, and trimmed her as you saw her. O detestable villain, do you call that trimming? Why, she was washed, cut, and trimmed, and it was fine sport for those who did it. O barbarous, beastly villains, like yourself. Indeed, I was their tutor and instructed them. That lustful spirit they got from their mother, as sure a winner as ever took a game. That bloody mind, I think, they learned from me, as true a fighting dog as ever went for the head. Well, let my deeds testify to my worth. I guided your brothers to that deceitful pit where the dead body of Bassianus lay. I wrote the letter that your father found, and hid the gold mentioned in that letter, working together with the queen and her 2 sons. What has been done, that gives you cause to grieve, in which I did not have some stroke of mischief? I played the trickster for your father's hand, and when I had it, I went aside and nearly broke my heart from laughing so hard. I peered through a crack in a wall when, in exchange for his hand, he received his 2 sons' heads. I watched his tears and laughed so heartily that both my eyes were as wet as his. And when I told the Empress about this sport, she nearly fainted at my delightful story, and for my news she gave me 20 kisses. What, can you say all this and never blush? Yes, like a black dog, as the saying goes. Are you not sorry for these monstrous deeds? Yes, sorry that I have not done 1,000 more. Even now I curse any day, though I think few days fall within the reach of my curse on which I did not do some notorious evil, kill a man or else plan his death, rape a mate or plot how to do it, accuse some innocent person, and perjure myself, set deadly hatred between 2 friends, make poor men's cattle break their necks, set fire to barns and haystacks in the night, and tell the owners to put them out with their tears. Often I have dug dead men from their graves and set them upright at their dear friends' doors, even when their grief was almost forgotten. On their skins, as if on the bark of trees, I have carved with my knife in Roman letters, "Do not let your sorrow die, though I am dead." I have done 1,000 dreadful things as willingly as someone would kill a fly, and nothing truly grieves me in my heart except that I cannot do 10,000 more. Bring down the devil, for he must not die so sweet a death as being hanged at once. If there are devils, I wish I were a devil, so I could live and burn in everlasting fire, if only I might have your company in hell and torment you there with my bitter tongue. Sirs, stop his mouth, and let him speak no more. Emilius enters. My lord, there is a messenger from Rome who asks to be admitted to your presence. Let him come near. Welcome, Emilius. What is the news from Rome? Lord Lucius, and you princes of the Goths, the Roman emperor greets you all through me. Since he understands that you are armed, he asks for a parley at your father's house, and invites you to demand your hostages. They shall be delivered immediately. What does our general say? Emilius, let the emperor give his pledges to my father and my uncle Marcus, and we will come. March away. They exit. Tamora enters with her 2 sons, both disguised. Dressed in this strange and gloomy outfit, I will meet Andronicus and tell him I am Revenge, sent up from below to join him, and set right the terrible wrongs done to him. Knock at his study, where they say he shuts himself away to think over strange plans of dreadful revenge. Tell him Revenge has come to join him and bring ruin on his enemies. They knock. Titus appears above and opens the door of his study. Who is disturbing my thoughts? Is this your trick, to make me open the door, so that my sorrowful plans may fly away and all my study come to nothing? You are mistaken. What I mean to do, look, I have written down here in bloody lines, and what is written will be carried out. Titus, I have come to speak with you. No, not a word. How can I give grace to speech when I lack a hand to give it action? You have the advantage over me, so say no more. If you knew me, you would speak with me. I am not mad. I know you well enough. Let this wretched stump bear witness. Let these red lines bear witness. Let these furrows cut by grief and care bear witness. Let the exhausting day and heavy night bear witness. Let all sorrow bear witness, that I know you very well as our proud empress, mighty Tamora. Have you come for my other hand? Know this, sad man, I am not Tamora. She is your enemy, and I am your friend. I am Revenge, sent from the infernal kingdom to ease the vulture that gnaws at your mind by carrying out vengeful punishment on your enemies. Come down and welcome me into the light of this world. Speak with me of murder and death. There is no hollow cave or hiding place, no deep darkness or misty valley, where bloody murder or hateful rape can crouch in fear, that I will not find them out. I will whisper my dreadful name in their ears, Revenge, the name that makes the foul offender tremble. Are you Revenge? And have you been sent to me to torment my enemies? I am. So come down and welcome me. Do me some service before I come to you. Look, beside you stand Rape and Murder. Now give me some proof that you are Revenge. Stab them or tear them apart on your chariot wheels. Then I will come and drive your wagon and whirl with you around the globe. I will provide you 2 fine horses, black as jet, to pull your vengeful wagons swiftly away and find murderers in their guilty caves. And when your cart is loaded with their heads, I will get down and trot beside the wagon wheel like a servant on foot all day long, from Hyperion's rising in the east until his very fall into the sea. Day after day, I will do that heavy work, if you destroy rapine and murder there. These are my ministers, and they came with me. Are they your ministers? What are they called? Rapine and murder. They are called that because they take revenge on men of that kind. Good Lord, how much they look like the Empress's sons, and you like the Empress. But we worldly men have miserable, mad, mistaken eyes. Oh, sweet Revenge, now I am coming to you. And if one arm's embrace will satisfy you, I will embrace you in it shortly. Titus exits above. This agreement with him suits his madness perfectly. Whatever I invent to feed his diseased imagination, support it and keep it going in your own words. He now truly takes me for Revenge, and since he believes this mad idea so easily, I will make him send for Lucius, his son. While I keep him secure at a banquet, I will quickly find some clever scheme to scatter and disperse the unstable Goths, or at least make them his enemies. Look, here he comes. I must keep to my theme. Titus enters. For a long time I have been abandoned and miserable, all for you. Welcome, dreadful fury, to my sorrowful house. Rapine and murder, you are welcome too. How much you look like the Empress and her sons. You would be perfectly suited, if only you had a Moor. Could all hell not supply you with such a devil? For I know very well the Empress never goes anywhere without a Moor in her company, and if you want to represent our queen correctly, it would be fitting for you to have such a devil. But welcome as you are. What shall we do? What would you have us do, Andronicus? Show me a murderer, and I will deal with him. Show me a villain who has committed rape, and I am sent to take revenge on him. Show me 1,000 who have wronged you, and I will be revenged on them all. Search through the wicked streets of Rome, and when you find a man who is like yourself, good murder, stab him, he is a murderer. You go with him, and when by chance you find another who is like you, good rapine, stab him, he is a ravisher. You go with them, and in the emperor's court there is a queen attended by a Moor. You will know her well by your own shape and look, for from head to foot she resembles you. I ask you, give them some violent death. They have been violent to me and mine. You have instructed us well. This is what we will do. But would it please you, good Andronicus, to send for Lucius, your 3x valiant son, who is leading a band of warlike Goths toward Rome, and tell him to come and feast at your house. When he is here at your formal feast, I will bring in the Empress and her sons, the Emperor himself, and all your enemies. They will stoop and kneel at your mercy, and on them you shall ease your angry heart. What does Andronicus say to this plan? Marcus, my brother, sad Titus calls you. Marcus enters. Go, gentle Marcus, to your nephew Lucius. Find him out among the Goths. Tell him to come to me and bring with him some of the chief princes of the Goths. Tell him to keep his soldiers camped where they are. Tell him the Emperor and the Empress too will feast at my house, and he shall feast with them. Do this for my sake, and tell him to do the same if he cares for his aged father's life. I will do this and soon return again. Marcus exits. Now I will go away about your business, and take my ministers along with me. No, no. Let rape and murder stay with me, or else I will call my brother back again and hold to no revenge but Lucius. What do you say, boys? Will you stay with him while I go tell my lord the Emperor how I have managed our planned joke? Give way to his mood, flatter him, speak kindly to him, and stay with him until I come again. I knew them all, though they think I am mad, and I will outwit them in their own schemes, a pair of cursed hellhounds and their dam. Madam, leave whenever you please. Leave us here. Farewell, Andronicus. Revenge now goes to lay a plot to betray your enemies. I know you do, and sweet revenge, farewell. Tamora exits. Tell us, old man, how shall we be put to work? Come, I have work enough for you to do. Publius, come here, Caius and Valentine too. Publius and others enter. What is your will? Do you know these two? The Empress's sons I take them to be, Chiron and Demetrius. Shame, Publius, shame, you are badly mistaken. One is murder, and the other's name is rape. So bind them, gentle Publius. Caius and Valentine, seize them. Often you have heard me wish for such an hour, and now I have found it. So bind them securely, and stop their mouths if they begin to cry out. Titus exits. Villains, stop! We are the Empress's sons, and that is why we do what we are commanded. Stop their mouths tightly. Do not let them speak a word. Is he securely bound? See that you bind them fast. Titus Andronicus enters with a knife, and Lavinia enters with a basin. Come, come, Lavinia. Look, your enemies are bound. Sirs, stop their mouths. Do not let them speak to me, but let them hear the fearful words I say. O villains, Chiron and Demetrius! Here stands the spring you stained with mud, this beautiful summer that you mixed with your winter. You killed her husband, and for that vile crime 2 of her brothers were condemned to death. My hand was cut off and made into a joke. Her sweet hands, her tongue, and what was dearer than hands or tongue, her spotless chastity, you inhuman traitors, you forced from her. What would you say if I let you speak? Villains, for shame, you could not beg for mercy. Listen, wretches, to how I mean to make martyrs of you. This one hand is still left to cut your throats, while Lavinia holds between her stumps the basin that will receive your guilty blood. You know your mother means to feast with me, and calls herself revenge, and thinks I am mad. Listen, villains, I will grind your bones to dust, and with your blood and that dust I will make a paste. From that paste I will raise a crust, and make 2 pies of your shameful heads. Then I will invite that whore, your unholy mother, to swallow her own offspring, as the earth swallows what it produces. This is the feast I have invited her to. This is the banquet she shall gorge herself on. For you used my daughter worse than Philomel, and I will take revenge worse than Procne. Now prepare your throats. Lavinia, come receive the blood. He cuts their throats. And when they are dead, let me go grind their bones into fine powder, and mix it with this hateful liquid. Let their vile heads be baked in that paste. Come, come, let everyone be diligent in preparing this banquet, which I hope may prove more grim and bloody than the centaur's feast. Now bring them in, for I will play the cook and see them ready before their mother comes. They all exit carrying the dead bodies. Lucius, Marcus, and the Goths enter with Aaron as their prisoner. Uncle Marcus, since it is my father's wish that I return to Rome, I am willing. And we agree with you, whatever fortune brings. Good uncle, take this barbarous Moor inside, this ravenous tiger, this cursed devil. Give him no food. Chain him up until he is brought before the Empress to testify against her foul crimes. And make sure our friends are strongly placed in ambush. I fear the Emperor means us harm. Let some devil whisper curses in my ear, and urge my tongue to pour out the poisonous malice swelling in my heart. Away with you, inhuman dog, unholy slave. Sirs, help our uncle carry him inside. Trumpets sound. The trumpets announce that the Emperor is near. The Goths exit with Aaron. Emperor Saturninus and Empress Tamora enter with Emilius, tribunes, and others. What, does the sky have more suns than one? What good does it do you to call yourself a son? Emperor of Rome and nephew, stop this exchange. These quarrels must be argued calmly. The feast is ready, which careful Titus has prepared for an honorable purpose, for peace, for love, for alliance, and for the good of Rome. Please come near and take your places. Marcus, we will. With trumpets sounding, Titus enters dressed like a cook, setting out the dishes. Young Lucius and others come with him, and Lavinia enters with a veil over her face. Welcome, my lord. Welcome, fearsome queen. Welcome, you warlike Goths. Welcome, Lucius, and welcome all. Though the food is humble, it will fill your stomachs. Please eat it. Why are you dressed like this, Andronicus? Because I wanted to be sure everything was done properly to entertain your highness and your empress. We are grateful to you, good Andronicus. If your highness knew my heart, you would be. My lord emperor, answer me this. Did rash Virginius do right to kill his daughter with his own hand because she had been assaulted, stained, and violated? He did, Andronicus. What is your reason, mighty lord? Because the girl should not live on after her shame, and by her presence keep renewing his grief. A mighty, strong, and effective reason, a model, precedent, and living warrant for me, most wretched, to do the same. Die, Lavinia, and let your shame die with you, and with your shame let your father's sorrow die. He kills Lavinia. What have you done, unnatural and cruel man? I have killed the one for whom my tears have made me blind. I am as grief-stricken as Virginius was, and I have 1,000 times more reason than he had to commit this outrage, and now it is done. What, was she raped? Tell us who did it. Will you eat? Will your highness feed? Why have you killed your only daughter like this? Not I. It was Chiron and Demetrius. They raped her and cut out her tongue. They were the ones who did her all this wrong. Go fetch them here to us at once. Why, there they are, both baked in that pie, from which their mother has delicately fed, eating the flesh she herself gave birth to. It is true, it is true. Let the sharp point of my knife bear witness. He stabs the empress. Die, frantic wretch, for this cursed deed. He kills Titus. Can a son's eye watch his father bleed? He kills Saturninus. There is payment for payment, death for a deadly deed. A great uproar follows. Lucius, Marcus, and others go up to the upper stage. You sad-faced men, people and sons of Rome, torn apart by uproar like a flock of birds scattered by winds and fierce storm blasts, let me teach you how to bind the scattered grain again into one shared sheaf, these broken limbs again into one body. Otherwise Rome herself will become her own destruction, and she, before whom mighty kingdoms bow, will, like a hopeless and abandoned outcast, shamefully execute herself. But if my frosty signs of age, my wrinkles and cracked lips, grave witnesses of true experience, cannot persuade you to listen to me, then speak, dear friend of Rome, as our ancestor once did when, with solemn speech, he told love, sick Dido's sorrowing ear, the story of that terrible burning night when the cunning Greeks took King Priam's Troy. Tell us what sin has bewitched our ears, or who has brought in the fatal engine that gives our Troy, our Rome, this civil wound. My heart is not made of flint or steel, and I cannot speak all our bitter grief without floods of tears drowning my speech and breaking my voice at the very moment when it should most move you to listen and force you to pity. Here is Rome's young captain. Let him tell the story while I stand by and weep to hear him speak. Then, noble listeners, know this. Chiron and the damned Demetrius were the ones who murdered our emperor's brother, and they were the ones who raped our sister. For their savage crimes, our brothers were beheaded, our father's tears were scorned, and he was shamefully tricked out of that loyal hand that fought Rome's battles and sent her enemies to the grave. Last of all, I myself was cruelly banished, the gates shut against me, and I was sent out weeping to beg for help among Rome's enemies. They drowned their hatred in my honest tears and opened their arms to embrace me as a friend. Know that I am the one cast out, the one who preserved Rome's welfare with my blood and took the enemy's weapon from her breast, sheathing the steel in my own daring body. Alas, you know I am no boaster. My scars, though they are silent, can witness that my report is just and wholly true. But wait, I think I wandered too much, speaking in praise of my worthless self. Oh, pardon me, for when no friends are near, men praise themselves. Now it is my turn to speak. Look at this child. Tamora gave birth to him, the offspring of an irreligious Moor, the chief architect and plotter of these sorrows. The villain is alive in Titus's house, and he is there to witness that this is true. Now judge what cause Titus had to revenge these wrongs, unspeakable, beyond patience, more than any living man could bear. Now you have heard the truth. What do you say, Romans? Have we done anything wrong? Show us where, and from the place where you see us pleading, the poor remains of the Andronicus, I will, hand in hand, throw ourselves headlong down, beat out our souls on the jagged stones, and bring our house to one shared end. Speak, Romans, speak, and if you say we must, look hand in hand, Lucius and I will fall. Come, come, reverend men of Rome, and gently bring our emperor by the hand, Lucius our emperor. For I know well that the common voice cries that it shall be so. All hail, Lucius, Rome's royal emperor. Go into old Titus's sorrowful house, and drag that unbelieving Moor here to be judged to some dreadful slaughtering death as punishment for his most wicked life. Attendants exit. Lucius and Marcus come down from the upper stage. All hail, Lucius, Rome's gracious governor. Thanks, gentle Romans. May I govern in such a way that I heal Rome's wounds and wipe away her sorrow. But gentle people, give me space a while, for nature gives me a heavy task. Stand back, all of you, but uncle, come near to shed funeral tears over this body. He kisses Titus. Oh, take this warm kiss on your pale, cold lips. These sorrowful drops on your blood, stained face are the last true duties of your noble son. Tear for tear, and loving kiss for kiss your brother Marcus offers on your lips. Oh, if the sum of these I owed were countless and infinite, still I would pay them. Come here, boy, come and learn from us to melt in showers of tears. Your grandsire loved you well. Many times he danced you on his knee, sang you to sleep with his loving breast as your pillow. Many a story he told you, and told you to keep his pretty tales in mind and speak of them when he was dead and gone. How many thousand times have these poor lips, when they were alive, warmed themselves on yours? Oh, now, sweet boy, give them their last kiss. Say farewell to him, commit him to the grave. Do them that kindness, and take your leave of them. Oh, grandsire, with all my heart I wish I were dead, if that would make you live again. Oh Lord, I cannot speak to him for weeping. My tears will choke me if I open my mouth. The attendants return with Aaron. You said, Andronicus, I be done with grief. Pass sentence on the detestable wretch who has bred these terrible events. Set him breast, deep in the earth, and starve him. Let him stand there and rave and cry for food. If anyone helps him or pities him, that person dies for the offense. This is our judgment. Let some stay to see him fastened in the earth. Ah, why should anger be silent and fury speechless? I am no baby to repent the evils I have done with low begging prayers. I would do 10,000 worse deeds than I ever have, if I could have my will. If I ever did one good deed in all my life, I repent it from my very soul. Some loving friends carry the emperor away, and bury him in his father's grave. My father and Lavinia shall at once be enclosed in our family monument. As for that ravenous tiger, Tamora, no funeral rite, no man in mourning clothes, no sorrowful bell shall mark her burial. Throw her out to beasts and birds of prey. Her life was beastly and empty of pity, and now that she is dead, let birds take pity on her. They all exit.
And their Titus Andronicus ends in a single, swift storm of slaughter at a banquet table. Titus, having fed Tamora her own murdering sons baked in a pie, kills his ravished daughter to end her shame, kills the empress, and is cut down himself by the emperor, who is cut down in turn by Lucius, 4 deaths in as many heartbeats. The survivors raise Lucius to the throne. The more Aaron, unrepentant to the last, is doomed to be set breast deep in earth and starved, and the ravenous Tamora is flung out to the beasts and the birds. It is a young man's tragedy, raw and excessive and full of grand horror, and the seabed of every revenge play that came after. Thank you for sitting with the whole of Titus Andronicus. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.